What do you remember about AJ Styles back in WCW?
Oh, AJ was good back in WCW. He was tagging with somebody with nobody. The hell was it? I can't remember his name. I know he's best friends with David Young, but yeah, AJ was good because we did the tournament with AJ. That's what I remember from him. We did the tournament, him and whoever. They had these flight suits on or something they gave him. But you could tell he could always wrestle. He was good. He was good back then, and he's even better now that they gave him a chance to do his deal.
Definitely. Now, what do you remember about the final Nitro? Where were you at and all?
And let's see. We were...
I think it was Florida, right?
Yep. We were in Florida. We were all in the back. It was bad. And when I say it was bad, it was because everybody knew. You know, we was hoping somebody would buy the company, that we would kind of all still be together. But we knew at the final Nitro that they was picking up. Shane came down and he was talking to us, telling us, that, it would still be a WCW or whatever. And they was picking up most of the guys, not everybody, which most was only a couple and so on and so forth. But we just knew, and it wasn't because everybody was just out of it. It was like a family being broken apart. It's like not seeing your brothers and your cousins. It was just like, we've been together. And I've just started with them. That's the scary part. But, we all got so close. It's just like, you wasn't going to see. Like, I know I wasn't going to see Hugh anymore. I knew I wasn't going to see, Mark and Jack and all those guys and Alan Funk every day like we used to joke and mess around and work out. It's just like the family was being broken apart. Even though they kept a lot of us, it still wasn't the same.
I guess take us through how things ran from the moment you entered the building until you left.
The last show, we found out first. We got there. We drove there. We didn't even fly there. It was just like so depressing. It was like we just drive there, and if we feel like coming home after the show, we'll come home. If not, we'll just stay there for a couple of days. That was the attitude. But we got there, and everybody was just like moping around, like, yeah. Oh, we're not sure if they really bought it, but I think they did. And then everybody's like, oh, wait, Shane's here. They definitely bought it. They're in the back. He's with a couple of suits and all this other mess. And then you saw some of WWE equipment there with satellites and stuff. And it was like, yeah, they definitely got it. And then they wanted to do a meeting. And let me tell you, it was like, if you ever been to a wrestler's meeting, the guys are always back there talking junk. It could be Vince McMahon talking to everybody, and you'll hear somebody in the background making a smart comment. It was quiet. It was like you could drop a pin and you could hear it drop. Everybody was just like, oh my God, it's over. It's just really over. And then after that, everybody was doing their matches, and everybody was, clapping and hugging everybody after the matches. We wrestled. Everybody. Most of the people wrestled. I think Booker wrestled twice or something like that. But right after your match, you didn't even change your clothes. You just stood in the backgrounds and watched everything standing. You didn't want to sit. You didn't want to nothing. You didn't want to shower. You just wanted to see what was going to happen. So everybody's back there. We're all, God, it's over. Like, I'll never see you again or whatever. I'll see you. Don't worry about it. I'll call you or whatever it is. And then next, Shane got up there. And then you saw Shane and Vince going back and forth. And that's when we knew.
Right.
It's the end of the road.
How soon did that you were going to be picked up by WWE?
I found out we did the last show, and it was maybe a week, not even a week. It could have been maybe 4 or 5 days. I got a call from Johnny Ace, I believe it was. And Johnny was like, we were interested in picking you up, you and a couple of other guys. Right now we don't have anything, but we're going to send you a contract. Hopefully we should have it up and going in a month or 2 months. And then somebody else called me and said, hey, we're going to do a school down in Cincinnati. We want you to move down there. And I was like, I'm not moving. Nobody knew what was going on. So to me, it didn't make sense to move down there. So I was like, I'll go down there or whatever, but I'm going to leave my family here. They said, okay, as long as you're down there full time.
Did they tell you need to go down there to be retrained?
No, they told us it was a school. They just wanted to work with us with some things. And then right after that, they was going to put us right on TV. Then we got down to the school and we found out that wasn't the case either. And then the word was, it was like they were trying to break us so we could quit or something. But that didn't make sense either. Why pay us to come down there and train? Because if that was the case, they didn't do their homework because we what they put us through, we already did at the power plant, so it was nothing. And we was getting paid on top of it because at the power plant, we paid them. We paid them to break our behinds. Now they're paying us to do the same old thing. So why would we quit? It didn't make sense. But
I mean, did you feel you needed to go down to HWA at all, or no?
I felt I needed to go down there and work on interviews and things like that. As far as the wrestling, I don't think, like they would doing the drills. They would have Steven Regal come in. They would have, who else came in? A bunch of guys. All the guys that came there were same guys with WCW that would come to the school and work with us. Huh. So it wasn't like they was teaching me something new. It was like, we already did this. Imagine they say, hey, come in the ring. We're going to do this. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I'll do it with you. It's like, oh, okay. Right. All right, do it with him, So it wasn't like I learned anything new, but it's always good to get in the ring with those guys. So that's like the highlights. Like, yeah, he's coming down for a week, so good. We got something to look forward to. So-and-so's coming for a week, good. But to me, it would have been better if we got one of their guys to work with us, somebody I never worked with in the ring with before. But only thing I think I really need to work on was interviews. You can never be too good at them. So,
what are your thoughts on Les Thatcher?
Les was okay. I think Les was just doing what he was told. I think he was told to be hard on us. I also think he was told to break us down because they had us.
How did they try to break you down? In like what aspect?
Okay. For instance, we started WCW at the school. Then we started putting rings together, and we was doing trainings and squats and all that other mess. And then we finally made it to TV. And then there were certain things we didn't have to do, but then we worked on other things because we finally made it to TV. And then we made it to WWE. And then we went to their school, and then it was like we was going in reverse. Huh. They had us taking rings apart again. It's like, why are we taking rings apart?
Right.
But if y'all want us to do it, you paying us to take rings apart? Fine, we'll take them apart. You're going to waste that money for us to take a rings apart? We'll do it. Whatever you guys want us to do, as long as we getting paid. So in that aspect, I think we were going backwards. But I guess they wanted to see, who would do what and so on and so forth. Because I heard they had this deal where they try to break people down to get them to do whatever they want. But they don't know we already been broken down. So
I was going to ask you, what was the attitude like amongst the other guys that had WWE contracts that came from WCW but were sent with you? I mean, same deal? Same deal.
They just didn't understand why. But they always like, hey, we getting paid to do it. Let's do it.
Huh.
So,
do you remember the fight between, I guess it was Shane Helms and Buff at Titan Towers? Was it?
No.
Okay, because I know there was altercation. I didn't know exactly where it happened. But...
No, I no idea.
Okay.
Is this the one about the hat?
I think so.
And he took the hat. I heard about it, but I wasn't there to say I saw or heard what exactly happened.
Now, did you suffer an injury, I guess, when you were at HWA?
Yes.
What was that about?
Let me tell you, the school was so much like the power plant. To me, it was really like a joke. When I say a joke, it's not like I don't respect wrestling, but it's stuff I had already done. So to me, it was a breeze. So I was just going to go there and have fun and get paid for it. That was my attitude. Whatever they want me to do, I was going to do it. So the first or second day we were in the ring and we was doing drills. You do different drills. And this particular drill was working on your legs. So whoever was in the ring, Les said, okay, once one person slide out, another person slide in. And then, you work the other person's leg and then they work your leg. Then one person slide out, somebody else slide in. So I slide in the ring. I'm working somebody's legs. And then they work my legs. And then that other person slide out. I stay in the ring. Romeo, who used to be my partner, get into the ring. He started to do something to my leg. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. But he went to put like a leg scissor on my leg and popped my knee the wrong way it don't bend. As soon as he did, he tore my meniscal. And I was out. They told me I needed to be out for at least 9 months. I stayed out a whole month. Huh. And I got right back into the ring. The doctor's like, your knee is never going to get better. I said, I know, but I just need it for now. And then once it get better, then I'll just do less as possible.
Right.
But he said I should have never got back into the ring, but I did anyway.
Les Thatcher said in an interview that I guess you weren't the same after your injury. Do you agree?
Well, Les knew the reason why I wasn't the same is because I needed time to heal.
Right.
And they told me at least 9 months, minimum 6 months. And after 1 month, I got back into the ring. There was no way possible they could expect me to do flips and flops and mat wrestle the way I used to. I needed time to heal. And at that time, it wasn't the time to sit on the side and watch everybody wrestle because they were cutting people.
Right.
So I had to make a choice. Either get my behind in the ring and try to do it or sit there and let them cut me and send me home. So I got in the ring.
Were you told at any point that you were about to be called up at all? Or?
Actually, right before I got hurt, I heard that I was going to get called up. Like the next week, I heard I was going to get called up to wrestle, but I got hurt.
Wow.
So then that was cut.
Did you want to? I guess you were finally cut. You were released, right? What happened with that?
I was heartbroken because first of all, I knew I could do it, and they cut me. And it was like they said to me, "You haven't been the same since you got hurt." And my answer was, because I haven't healed. I need time to heal. And they said, "Well, we're gonna have to let you go." And I said, "Well, you could let me go, but if you guys let me go, you're gonna regret it. Because if I can't wrestle for you, I'm gonna wrestle for somebody else. And I'm going to make money, and the company I work with is going to make money." So, and then as soon as they cut me, I had my 3 months off where I still got paid anyway. And right after all of that, then I went to Japan for a year and a half. So everything worked out for me.
I guess, did you want to quit wrestling at the time, or you said, nah,
Yeah, when I got home and I thought about it, I mean, you don't understand. My family hate wrestling because that's all I do. Like when you go to school to be a lawyer, you got to read and all this other stuff. You need to know the law. Well, I used to study wrestling. I needed to know wrestling. I used to watch interviews over and over. I used to watch matches from Japan. Any place I can get a match, I would watch it. Whether you thought it was instrumental in making me better, I would watch it just so I know what I should do, shouldn't do, never do this work. I mean, I studied wrestling like, it was my job. Right. It was. So my family hate wrestling. I can't get my family to come to a wrestling show. I can't get them to watch me on TV because I made them watch all that other crap that I have a room in my house with a TV, and all we do is watch. It's my wrestling room. It's my office. Right. It has a chair and all this other crap, a TV, a VCR, a DVD player. It's for wrestling. So
watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.